Congratulations and welcome. You are now part of the Impact Academy, aka Team Impact. And the whole goal here, guys, is to build a business from home part time that you can scale up. Right now, we have two platforms within Team Impact. One that we use 100% to help businesses and to help business owners to get funding. So, if you're part of DAC, David Allen Capital, welcome. But we also have one that we focus 100% on the average individual, trying to get their finances in order, trying to learn about investing, trying to get their credit to the next level, trying to get more money on their paychecks every week by leveraging our tax professionals. If you're a part of NWR, I want to welcome you as well. The reason why I made this training, guys, is because it doesn't matter what platform you're building or if you're building both of them, the same rules apply, right? You want to be consistent. You want to use the 4 C's to close deals and open brand new relationships. So we're going to talk about what you want to start doing because you're a brand new agent, you're watching this. That means that you want to start closing deals right now. And the hardest part for most people is to get from the new kind of paralyzed state to the, okay, let's start talking to people. Let's start sharing this information. Let's start creating a conversation. So we're going to go over this training real quick. And then what I want you to do is, as you start to build your organization, you start to build your team, you're going to want to make sure that you tag them in this video. So if this video is located in a group, tag them in the video. If you're watching this on a YouTube video, share the video with them. Whatever you have to do, when you get a brand new business partner, you want to share this video with them. Make sure that they understand exactly what's required and what we must do to build this thing, guys. Because ultimately, your mentor is not going to build it for you. The owner of the company is not going to build it for you, right? Your dreams are not going to get built. Our dreams are not going to get built by other people. They're only going to be built by us. We have to get out here and we have to build this. We have to become leaders. We have to share the information because people need what we have. So we're going to talk about the 4 C's of closing deals or opening relationships, guys. And these are the 4 C's. Really simple. Contacts. We all need contacts. You can call them leads. You can call them a list. You can call it your friends. You can call it social media. Whatever you want to call it, contacts. You need people. If you don't have people, this is a people building business. Everything we provide is of value only because the people see value in what we're offering because it aids and helps them in their life in some way or capacity. So it's important that we have contacts, right? Once we have those contacts, we want to have conversations, right? And I mean real conversations, guys. Sometimes we can get in the habit of just, kind of baiting people to have conversations. And I mean, that only works so long. Believe me, I've been in this industry long enough to know that only works so much. You really want to have genuine conversations with people because, again, regardless of what you're building, if you're helping business owners to get funding or if you're helping, a mom and dad start to fix their credit so they can become homeowners and then teaching them how to leverage our private banking system, regardless of what you're doing, it's going to take conversations to find out what it is they want and providing a solution to them. So once we have the conversations, guys, now we have contracts. What is a contract? Contract is simply an agreement. Don't think a piece of paper that you sign. That's not what I mean. When I say contracts, I just simply mean the agreement. The agreement is, yes, I want this. Yes, I need this. Yes, I want to get started. How do I roll? How do I sign up? Right? How much does it cost? Yes, I'm ready to get started. That's what we need. We need people to say yes. Right? And that only happens through having more conversations. And once people start to say yes, you're going to start to see cash flow. So you can always go back to where you are in your business to the very beginning, contacts. If you're not seeing any cash flow, it's simple. Go back to, do you have any contacts? Are you having conversations with those contacts? Are those conversations turned into contracts? And then you'll realize the more contracts you have, guys, you're going to have more cash flow. It's really that simple. We're not going to complicate this thing. And it's so important that we understand this. Now, where are you going to get your contacts from? So many different ways. I'm going to outline one particular because I think it's just one of the most advantageous that we have. Is called Facebook. Social media. I mean, I say Facebook, but you can really use TikTok, Instagram, whatever works for you. Facebook, I think, is just a time tested because you got a list of contacts you can kind of reach out to. You can put up information on your page that adds value to people's lives. You can inspire people on your page. You don't want to go on your page just posting a bunch of stuff about business funding, posting a bunch of stuff about credit, guys. That gets boring. People eventually going to tap out. What you want to do is you want to tap into other leaders in entrepreneurship, other mentors maybe in this industry, and you want to start to realize that everyone has a formula that they use when it comes to social media, right? You want to inspire people, right? You want to make people laugh, right? You want to educate people, right? You want to let people into your life, right? We call that lifestyle a little bit. Let people know you're a real person, and then you want to eventually you want to hit them with with the offer, right? Tell them what you offer and provide an opportunity for you to get started, right? And that just comes through practice. Start looking at other people's pages that are already successful in network marketing, that are already successful in entrepreneurship. They might even be successful. They might just have a really popular page and they've learned how to use it the right way. Now, what we don't want is things that are going to turn people off. We don't want to start talking about controversial subjects. Although I do want you to be yourself, but you just want to try to stay. I'm not saying don't talk about things that you're passionate about. I'm just saying don't turn it into where you're not turning people off, if that makes sense, right? So there's some things I shy away. I don't talk about politics. I'm a man of faith, so I'm going to talk about my faith, but I'm not going to do it in a way that's necessarily going to bash anyone else's faith, right? I'm going to talk about. I might talk about sports. I might pick some poke some bears by talking about other sports teams that I don't like, but I'm gonna do it in a way by just talking about the ones I do like, right? So just have fun with it. It's your page, but understand now your page is also your business. So make sure that when you are communicating, you're consistent, but you're also providing the information. You're enthusiastic. You're making people laugh. You're being real, telling people about yourself, and then you're telling people what you offer, guys. And you're also educating people on it. Now, within Facebook and all the other social media platforms, you have a list of contacts, guys. The more friends you have, the more followers you have. These are real people. These aren't just faces on social media. These are real people that you want to engage in. Go on their pages and start liking their posts and genuine comments, right? And once you finish this video, you want to give it the person who showed this video to you, because then we're going to practice on how to we actually have intro scripts and things you can use to kind of icebreakers to get people to start these genuine conversations. That's going to happen over time. Give it the person who invited you. And if you're part of our training group, those scripts are going to be located in the group as well. But those are going to, don't worry about what to say. We can show you what to say. Get in your mind that you have people to talk to right now, and they're right on your social media. All right. Number two, you have people on your phone. There's people right now on your phone that are business owners that don't know that you offer business funding. There's people right now on your phone that don't know that they can increase their paycheck just by restructuring their W-4 statement. They don't know that because they're not a part of NWR, right? There's people who don't know what we offer. And let's just say it wasn't an NWR or it wasn't that. It doesn't matter what business, guys. There's people that don't know what you offer. Right. So it's important that you call them and let them know. And if you don't want to call them, text them. Hey, I just partnered with some successful entrepreneurs and we're helping people do X, Y, Z. I just partnered with some entrepreneurs and we just found the hack on how to increase your credit score 150 points. I just partnered with some entrepreneurs. We just figured out the hack how to get business funding within the next 3 to 5 days. Anyone that might need business funding. Send them a text, right? Create what's called peak for a reason. We're going to pique their interest. Right. And once they say yes, they want information. You want to say, hey, listen, if I sent you a video that explained everything, would you take a look? If you're part of my team, we leverage videos. Send them the video. Let them watch the video. Don't try to explain it yourself. Stop trying to be the super explainer. The more you talk, the less you're going to sell. The more you talk, the less you're going to convert people. It's just the way it works. So use the tools, share the information, leverage the tools. Now you can share the videos. If there's live presentations that you know are taking place, you can invite them to a live presentation via Zoom. You can invite them to that, right? If you've learned the presentation, you've actually learned the presentation and you feel confident, you can even do a presentation, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to just start explaining stuff. You don't have anything to point to. You don't have any PowerPoint. You don't have anything. You're just talking. People don't really see that. They only see you and the information. They miss that. So you want to make sure you're piquing interest, number one. Then you want to share the information. How we share the information? We use a third-party tool. I just talked about it. The video, a live presentation, right? Any one of those things you can use as a third-party tool. That's the system, guys. If you're not piquing interest, if you're not sharing the information with people, if you think about how you got here, this is all that happened. Somebody piqued the interest. You watch some information, right? They share the information with you. You watch some information. That means that was a third-party tool. You made a decision. That's all we do, guys. So you can use your Facebook contacts. You can use people on your phone, right? We can do what's called taprooting, which is simply asking the people that you know who they know, and then really keeping track of that, right? You can ask for referrals. Right? People who actually decide to get funding, or people who actually start using your services once they get started. Hey, who else do you know that could use this? Right? There's a referral program for both systems. So find out how to use that, and then prospecting. If you're out and about, I can't tell you how many restaurants I've gone to or shops I've gone to, and I see the owner say, hey, listen, are you the owner? They say, yeah, hey, I actually provide business funding. I'm providing business funding to all the local businesses in this area. I'm surprised we haven't spoken yet. Are you interested in getting business funding for your business? They're going to say yes or no. If they say yes, I send them share my information. Right? Just keep it simple, guys. All right. Prospecting is a great way if you're out and about. I don't recommend just prospecting. I don't recommend doing any of these by themselves. I recommend doing all of them and doing it in a natural way. One thing about us, we like to have fun, right? We're not going to turn this into a weird business where we're acting weird. You know, we sound different. We sound weird. We're not doing that. We're going to be our best version of ourselves, and we're going to share the information, guys. So again, the KISS method, keep it super simple. Keep it super simple. One, you have contacts everywhere. You have Facebook. You have social media. You can ask those people on your page, who do they know? You can have them put up posts for you. You can ask for referrals. You're always going to have people to talk to. Just don't ever feel like you don't have anyone to talk to. We always do, guys. I can't stress that enough. All right? Let's talk about the conversations now. If you're talking to people on social media, you want to be genuine. You want to, it's okay. What I like to do is if I put up a post, let's say I put up a funny post, and I get 102 likes or even 15 likes, doesn't matter. I'm going to go to each person that liked that post, and I'm going to send them a message. Say, hey, how have you been? Right? And obviously, you want to be natural. If you already had a conversation with them, hey, how have you been since our last conversation? Hey, I noticed we're not Facebook friends. I want the person to introduce myself. How are you doing today? One of the best things I like to say is, hey, thank you for showing love in my posts. Were you interested in business funding? If you want to talk about business funding, were you interested in starting a home-based business, or were you just supporting my posts? Either way, I appreciate it. Right? And you're going to learn as we go through training, as we start plugging into our systems, you're going to learn different ways to go about doing it. Don't try to remember all of it right now. But the key you want to remember is, hey, how have you been? Hey, how are you doing? Hey, what goals do you have this year? Hey, I notice we're friends now and you're an entrepreneur. How long have you been an entrepreneur? Like, have genuine conversations with people. All right? We talked about this before. Ask your Facebook friends to post for you. That's what taprooting is. We have posts that your Facebook friends to put up, or even your family can put up on on their pages. That's going to help you to get more contacts, right? We have a credit repair post that you can put up, that somebody can put up on their page, and it's going to get you a bunch of leads, and you contact those leads. They all need help, right? We have posts that talk about business funding that you can have your Facebook friends put up that says, hey, contact, Michael, and right here, add Michael. And they're going to contact you, and the post was on somebody else's page. So there's all different ways to leverage social media. But what I really want to talk about is just having these conversations, because once you get the context, you want to communicate with them. You want to talk to them. Every conversation is intentional. Now, we're not just having idle conversations, right? We're having conversations that are going to lead, right, to what? Contracts. And that's not going to happen necessarily on the first conversation. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. I'm not going to go over the script right now, but we actually have a script of actually going through the conversations. If you're a part of our DAC business, we can show you exactly the questions to ask your prospects to guide them towards filling out the application, right? If you're a part of our NWR business, right, we have questions you can ask that's going to guide them towards making a decision whether they want to join the team, whether they want to leverage the services, either way. And even if you're not part of any of those platforms, find out what the conversations or the scripts that people are using and use those scripts. Don't try to make up stuff. Use what other leaders are using. Duplicate that, and you're going to start to get results. All right? We're going to talk more about conversations. I talked about it just now. Use the script. Messenger is one of the best places. The money is in Messenger, guys. The money is in Messenger. Have conversations in Messenger. Again, if I'm the person that got you in, after you watch the video, say, hey, I want to practice the script in Messenger. I'm going to show you exactly the script I use. Most likely you're here because of that script. And if it was somebody else that brought you in, the exact same way. All right? If Messenger's not your thing, you prefer it on the phone, you can use the exact same script over the phone. Just make sure you're natural with the conversation and close them out, right? Ask genuine questions. Don't just ask questions to try to get a response. Be genuine. Listen. And most of all, tell your story. Now, a lot of people, they forget about this because they feel like they're brand new, but even a brand new person can tell their story. Right, real quickly, I just got started with this. And I'm excited. I work full-time as a lender, and just working as a lender, I realized that, if I'm not closing deals, I don't make any money. So I realized I had to start a business so that over the next 10 years when I retire or even have the option to retire, it's not based on my 401k. It's based on investments that I've been able to make and learn through my NWR business, right? Or, I had to start this business and I'm excited because I was working full time. And I realized very quickly that as much as I love helping people with lending, I realized I need to have income coming outside of work because we have so many goals, things we want to accomplish. So we want to be able to travel, go on vacations all the time, take our children to see great places, to take my wife on excursions. And we realized we need more money to do that. And I want to be able to make that money without going to work. So I decided to partner with DAC because their system allowed me to build an organization as well as help business owners and make an income, a really nice income doing so. So just tell your story. Have fun with it. It doesn't have to sound great. It just has to sound sincere, right? Once you tell your story, hey, if I sent you a video, would you watch? Right? If I sent you a video explaining everything, would you take a look? If I sent you a video, would you watch the video? It's a really simple question that allows you to take it off of you, get them to take a look at the information, and once they get the information, guys, they're going to make a decision. That's what the videos are designed to do, right? And then we talked about this earlier. Would you post for me? Would you put up a post for me? These are all, I'm showing you different conversations that you can have with people. You can listen, that's a conversation because you're actually actively listening. You can tell your story. If I sent you a video, would you post for me? These are all genuine things you can say to people that's going to help you to build your business. Let's talk about the agreement. So if this is very specific. This is when they've watched the video. Okay, whatever video, if you're showing the video about how to become an agent with DAC, if you're showing the video how to start your NWR business, if you're showing the video on how to become a customer in NWR, if whatever video you're showing them, this is what you're going to ask them after they watch the video. What did you like most? And then be quiet. You can text that. Hey, do you see opportunity for yourself? What are they going to say? Yes or no? How do you feel about having more money? How do you feel about having more time? And this is one of my favorite, this is a very serious question. Ask yourself this question. Think about it. Who do you have in your corner helping you accomplish your goals? Most people don't have anyone. You're that person now, right? And if you feel like you're not confident, edify, speak up highly on the people in your organization, right? You can speak up highly on your mentor, speak up highly on me, speak up highly on some of the top leaders in the organization. And the reason why I like to say more than me, because guys, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. We all have people that we can talk about. You don't have to know these people personally. If they're part of your organization, they're part of a leadership team, right? I can edify David Rutsch, he's the owner of the company. You can edify Ellen Wynn if you're part of that. You can edify Harlequin Murray if you're part of that, right? Shantae Rod if you're part of that. You can edify so many people in NWR. It's crazy, right? You can edify Amina Rashid, right? You can edify myself. You can edify some of the owner of the company, Mr. Brian House. You can edify Adamo, right? There's so many people you can identify. I'm naming everyone because I don't want you to feel like they have to be someone you know. They can be people that's just in the business that have great stories. Learn people's stories. That's going to happen over time. But in the very beginning, just tell your story. Just tell your story and be genuine, all right? Because here's the thing. Once you tell your story and you're genuine, they're going to start to feel like this is something they want to be a part of if it's genuine. All right. Now you're going to get some objections. Don't worry about that. Now here's the thing. I don't do the whole tennis back and forth objection. I think that's real salesmanly. I just need to be sincere. Someone says, you know what, I don't have the money. You say, you know what, if you can relate, say, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. Let's put a plan. Can we put a plan in place? To help you to be able to get the money. When is your next payday? Do you think does this make sense enough for you to be able to put this down something you can do your next payday? Or does this make enough sense where we can get you started? Maybe we can borrow the money and pay them back, right? Just find solutions, right? Some people just don't have the money. Help them to find a solution. If they see the vision, right? If they see the vision, they're going to get the money. If they don't see the vision, they won't. We're not bullying, we're not pressuring, right? Do not convince them, but help them to see things from a different perspective. That's what we just talked about. I talked to a lady today who said, I can't be a homeowner. Right now it's just going to be tough because I already paid $750 in rent, and I don't have any money in savings. I was able to tell her, listen, don't worry about that. There's many programs out here that provide down payment assistance. And guess what? If you buy the right house at the right interest rate, you can actually pay the exact same amount you're paying, and in many cases less than you're paying in rent for a home. You really should rethink this. And doing so made her to rethink the whole process. And now she's talking to a mortgage broker about getting approved for a home. So sometimes you have to help people see things different. All right. Ask for confidence. Are you ready to get started? Right? Are you ready to get started? Now, lastly, we call it user through. I don't really do three-way calls because I think that it's archaic, to be honest with you. I think that nowadays you don't need a three-way call. If you're leveraging a video, if you're leveraging a three-way messenger, but if you really feel like you need help, it's okay to ask, hey, ask your mentor, hey, can you get on a phone call, help me close this deal? That's totally fine. Right? Just make sure you ask them first, or ask her first so that they know they can prepare for it. But I really want us to get in the stage of owning our own business and leveraging the tools to close and to build. Leveraging the tools. Here's the thing. There's going to be times where other people aren't available. You still got a business to run, right? Jeff Bezos, Jay-Z, and whoever else you can think of that owns a business, your local business owner, if they're not available or someone in their organization not available, they still build their business. So you got to still build your business even if people are not available. All right? I hope this makes sense. Now, here's the biggest part of your business. Now, everyone is not going to connect with this, but it's important that you understand that there's two people in this industry, right? There's the followers and then there's the leaders. And I can tell you off top that if you want to make the large scale income, you're going to have to develop into a leader. What is a leader? Leaders is someone who's not dependent on the person that got them involved to build their business. A leader is the one that plugs into the trainings, that plugs into the overviews, that plugs into the systems because they see a bigger picture for themselves, because they see a bigger vision for themselves and their organization, because they want the big picture. And so they're not waiting on anyone else. They're plugging in themselves, and they're actually in time they're even developing their own systems, not because they're trying to be the issue or because they don't trust their leader, because they've become the leader and they are plugging into the same system, just duplicating it. They're not creating brand new systems, they're duplicating the systems they've learned and they're making it their own. Right? That's something that takes a decision. Right? You can decide to do that today, you can decide to do that a year from now. Whenever you decide, though, it's going to require some things. It's going to require learning. Right? You're going to have to start reading some books. You're going to have to start plugging into some more trainers than that's offered with the company. Get your own trainers. We have, GoPro with Eric Ward. If you don't know that name, look it up. We call him the godfather of this industry of network marketing. You're going to have to decide to become a great leader, because when you become a great leader, you're going to create more leaders. And imagine if you have 10 or 20 or 100 leaders who are building this thing with or without you. That's where the magic comes in. Why do we do that? Why is that important? This is why. It's called the Cash Flow Quadrant, right? This is a book that was put together by Robert Kiyosaki. People still teach it today. And I'm going to teach it in a slightly different way, but you're going to get the gist of it, guys. There's 4 quadrants, right? And there is no, for example, what I want to make sure, there is no wrong quadrant. Sometimes people teach this and they think that you're wrong if you're in the E quadrant. Like if you're an employee, that doesn't make you wrong. It makes you an employee. It's just a quadrant, right? There's no wrong or right. So let's get that out of your mind. But they're all real quadrants, and each quadrant has its own consequences, right? As an employee, you have a job. It's just flat out the way it is, right? I don't care how expensive your job is. I don't care how much you get paid for your job. I've seen $1 million coaches in the NFL lose their job. They're not making work anymore, right? It doesn't matter. If you have a job and you lose that job, you have no income, right? There's no leverage, right? 100% of your efforts is coming from one individual. That's a job. It is what it is, right? So you want to go from E, and sometimes we go from E to S, self-employed. Now, self-employed is similar to a job, right? Self-employed may be a barber who works at a barber shop, right? Or a young lady who works at a salon. It might be a plumber, right? It could be a carpenter. It could be, there's a lot of different, it could be a real estate agent, right? And guess what? All of these are great careers. People make some great impact, have great passion, and do really well financially too. So it's not knocking these things at all. It's just that we know that if you're a realtor, you don't sell any homes, guess what? You don't make any money, right? So all of us, whether you're an employee or you're self-employed, at some point, if we're trying to create leverage, and that's only if you're trying to create leverage. Do I think it's important that we create leverage? I do. Does everybody think that? I don't know. But I feel like if you're watching this video and you're already a part of our organization, you already want leverage, right? So you already are part of, you've already started this process. Because now you have went from employed and self-employed to now you're a business owner. You own a business. I know you do because you're here, right? And what a business owner has is they have people. That's what we're doing when we start prospecting others to join our team. That's why building an organization is so important, because now once you decide, see, here's the thing. If you never decide to build an organization, you forever stay in the S quadrant. You're just self-employed. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being self-employed. You can make great money self-employed. There's $1 million realtors out here. So there's nothing wrong with that, but just know that that's what you're in, right? But as a business owner, you're dealing with people. You're building an organization. So now, guess what? When you're not building, as you grow your organization large enough, people are still building. So they're still getting brand new business partners. They're still closing deals. They're still building an organization. They're still getting customers. Guess what? Your income starts to increase over time because you have people in your organization who are building this thing, whether you are or you're not. That's what a business owner is. Now, here's the thing, whether you're self-employed, whether you're an employee or you're a business owner, at some point, you want to get to the point where your money is making money. Now, the cool thing, and this a lot of times people don't teach this, is that your money can start making you money whether you're an employee. If you take your money and you bring it over to the investor quadrant, you can start using your money to make money. It may take a little longer, right? But it can happen. Same with self-employed. There's people who are self-employed that are using their money to make money, right to the investor. They skip past business owner, go right to investor. That's okay. The reason why business owner allows you to do it faster is because now you have more people. Remember, you got more people who are working, so that's going to increase your revenue. It's going to increase your bottom line. It's going to increase your income, and you have your business starts building with or without you. So now you have more money to pour into your investments. That's one of the blessings about being part of our NWR business, is that we actually show you how to create your own private banking system so you can start leveraging that passive income. All right. So if you're not a part of that, you want to ask someone about it so you can learn about it. If you are involved, congratulations. This is why we do this, guys. This is why we want to have impact. We want to teach people about this. It doesn't have to be flashy. Don't feel like you have to have a brand new Audi or a brand new Jag or a brand new. You don't have to do any of that. That stuff comes with time. Right now, it's just a decision to want to help people to go from employee to business owner, to go from self-employed to business owner. And if they don't want to go from those two quadrants, the bare minimum, get them over to investor. And we do that through education, and we do that through this amazing opportunity. But if we're trying to build a massive organization, guys, we want to get as many people over to the business owner quadrant as possible. And for your own good, you want to get over there, because what happens then is now 1% of your efforts is combined by 100% of everybody else's efforts, and that equals income. Right? Now your income is not dependent on you being there. That's what we're trying to get out of. We're going to go from trading time for money and starting every day at zero to your income not dependent on whether you're there or not. That's what all of us here at some point, I hope, wants. That's what the Impact Academy is all about, and that's what we're all about. So welcome to the team, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Give the person that had you watch it, say, I watched it. Let them know how you feel on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 and 10, I'm ready to build this thing. And if you're not at a 10, it's okay. You might be overwhelmed. Let's find out what we can do to get you to a 10. All right? God bless. Be great. And let's build this thing. I'm looking forward to working with you.